Well, we got something else that came up for this week's video. It's never fun when your car breaks down on you and you're sitting on the side of the road. And what makes it even worse is when someone else is driving your car and it breaks down on them. And then what makes it even worse than that is that it's over 2 hours away from here. So that's what that's what we're looking forward to today. We got to go fix my Subaru. It's stranded up in Seattle and it's been sitting overnight. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see when we get there. I've got a bag of tools. I got an extra battery. I went and bought an alternator. A whole bunch of stuff to try to figure out what I need to take, because I don't know if I'm ever going to find tools up there. And if I do, hopefully I can find some tools. That'd be great. Well, anyways, stay tuned. Check it out. This one's going to be a little bit of a mystery for everybody involved, so we got to go figure out what's wrong with it. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned. We finally made it here to the car to check everything out. I've been going through a couple things. We checked out the fuel pump to see if it's getting fuel. We turned the key on. It has fuel. We checked the battery. The battery's got enough power. And I was going through, I changed the oil. We were trying to figure out what the problem could be, because you've got your fuel, your spark, and your air. Those are your three main problem areas that you can have. We've got air coming in, we've got fuel coming in, we've got spark, but there's something else that's wrong with it that I just found. So we're going to try to fix this, and I'll show you in a second. So I don't know if you can see this super well or not, but if you can see, this plastic cover right here is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to look like this side. And I'm betting that that's our problem. There's idler bearings back there that we're gonna have to fix. So starting off, taking off the air compressor to get this front cover all the way off. We got to take our pulleys all off, and then this timing crank pulley. It's gonna be a project. We took the air off and the box comes off first, then this comes off. There's two bolts right here. And then we took this front cover shroud. It's got one bolt, and then it's got a push. It sits in that side. And now we're going to take this first belt off by loosening up the alternator. So I pulled that side of the cover off, and you can see it's got a whole bunch of stuff on it, and the belt's peeling back here. You probably can't see it too well, but there you go. Belt's starting to fray. We pulled this side off, and sitting in the bottom were the bearings for that. I'm gonna assume that it's that bearing that's messed up. So we'll take the rest of these covers off. I took these covers off. There's three 10 mils on that, and then 4 on that side. And that's where they're at. So this is the driver's side. And to get this passenger side out, I can't quite get it out. There went another ball bearing, actually. Another one fell out. So what you have to do is you have to remove your radiator shroud. I've got it loose. So there's 2 bolts, one right there. I took one out, sitting right there. And then this one. And then you'll have to do this side to get this bracket off. Once we get this bracket off, put these in my pocket. Bracket can come out, and then hopefully we can tease this shroud up through here. that will go down enough.
Have you had to replace that before or no?
The fan. So here's all the belt dust, belt brake crap. This pulley right here is only held on by the AC compressor and right to the crank. There's no tensor pulley on it at all. So what you have to do is you have to jam a piece in there to hold it back. They make them at like O'Reilly's or AutoZone for you to rent from them, but this is my solution to it. I found an old hanger or even any piece of metal. You bend it into a bracket and you can move this point right here slowly in and it will slowly pull this pulley out. So here it is. It sits in here like this and it will pull this pulley back. So if you get it in here, you jam it in good enough to where it starts to pull this pulley back, and then you get a, what is that, 7/8 socket on a wrench, and you can turn the engine over, and you want to turn it over slowly, but it will rotate this piece around, pulling it onto the next piece, and then you can slowly work its way off this way. That's how you do a stretch belt. So I changed up how I was doing this. I found a crescent wrench, and I have a buddy helping me pull it, but you can see if I can get this focus on here. Okay, start turning it, and then you can slowly work its way out this way. Let me get a better hold on it. Okay. There it goes, coming off. Popped off, nice. Some balancers have threads where you can put a puller on them. This one you just have to undo the center bolt and then it will wiggle itself off. If you're having troubles, whack it with a hammer. Maybe you have to turn it. Little update, here's the belt that goes around the alternator and the power steering. What you can do is you can fold it over, and when you're wrenching on this, it will want to turn this pulley and pinch this in here and hold it a little bit better. Got that done. Now this belt is toast because it's got this kink in it, so I'll have to get a new belt. But the bolt comes out, and then this balancer will come right off. Might need a little bit of help, but it comes out. Set that on the ground. Be sure not to scratch that because that holds all your belts. But here, you can see the problem starting. Oh, it's even welded to the thing. Burnt it right through. It's burnt it right through. There's some gunk in here. It looks like it's gonna be fun to mess with. So we got a couple more. That's not good. We got a couple more bolts to pull out, and then that whole cover should come off. Finally got this piece out. This is the problem that led me to look at this. So here's what actually happened. That bearing exploded, and it's got the belt jammed back in there. You see it's starting to rip. See a big chunk of belt right there. So that's not good. Here's the aftermath of the belt. It's got a big split in it. This is where the pulley actually got stuck. It was pinched between the broken bearing right here. This part of the bearing shattered. All the balls sit in these little races right here. I don't know where this plastic piece went, but it went somewhere, probably in there. Here's the inner part of this bearing. Sits in here. Bolt. All the pulleys. So this pulley still spins. This pulley still spins. This one spins, kind of. But the water pump I really had to mess with. And if you can see, there's two different colors right here. This side's clean, and this side's not so clean, and it's got the rubber on it. So that means that this seized, and it's really hard to pull. this part seized on here and the belt was just spinning on it, not doing anything, and that's probably what's giving all this dust and other stuff in here. There's gunk everywhere. So this water pump failure is what ultimately did me in. Man, that's really hard to spin. Yeah, you can really see all the belt build up right there from the belt slipping. You can see the backside. It's got a bunch of blisters on it from getting hot. It's now officially 10:30. We made it home. It's been a long day. Spent about 4 hours working on the car, trying to get it to drive home. Wasn't able to get it to drive home. Had to haul it on the U-Haul. Had to get a U-Haul and a trailer to tow it back here. It's been a day. Took the U-Haul back just now. Missed the deadline for the 6-hour pickup by 4 minutes. We picked it up at 3:48, dropped it off at 9:52. Wouldn't give me the 6 hours, so that's great. Whatever. We got it here. It's on the side of the street, ready to be worked on. Now I'm just waiting for the new parts to come in, and we'll get that working on it this week. We'll get working on it this week, and hopefully we'll have it running by this weekend. It all depends on when the parts are coming. They're shipped just UPS ground. So I don't know when exactly they're planning on showing up. But whenever they get here, we'll start working on it because we kind of need that extra vehicle to get around with. Thank you all for watching. This one's been an adventure, that's for sure. A lot of things went wrong with the Subaru, but it's all good. We'll fix it. We'll get it right and make it running again. Thanks, guys. Check you later. Bye. So I'm sitting here at work and trying to figure out what's going on with this engine. I can't stop thinking about it. And I came across the thought of if the timing belt has stopped, but the crank is still moving, so the car's still moving, but the timing belt stops, the crank's gonna keep going. Because it's in gear, it's attached to the drivetrain, at least one revolution, and that means that a piston has slapped or hit one of the valves, or probably more. So I'm gonna have to rip this engine apart to see what's going on inside of it. There's probably a couple bent valves. Hopefully the rocker arms aren't broken. Pistons are probably scarred. Hopefully nothing broke off in there, and because we tried starting it too after it died. What do? The car's not starting. What do? You try to start it, of course. Well, that was before we knew that it was a timing problem, because that timing belt had 3, maybe 4 inches of teeth missing right at the crank. And it got jammed up in that idler bearing right behind the crank. So if that crank is still spinning, it's still pushing the pistons back and forth, well, the valves are not moving. And if a valve's open, a piston smacks it, it's going to bend the crap out of it. Oh, this is turning into a bigger project than I anticipated. Oh well, I guess we'll pull the engine and assess it from there. Maybe we'll get to put some forged internals in it and make it a horsepower, make it a real high horsepower Subaru. So that'd be pretty cool. Anyways, I guess I gotta check that stuff out. I'll keep you guys updated. Enjoy the rest of your day. They kind of put a damper on my day, but it's a lot of money I didn't want to spend right now. So whatever. All right. See you guys later. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Bye.